Hello, lovely witches. This is Dawn from Aurora Dawn. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a little bit about the Midwestern Witches Conference, which I was honored to be a speaker. At the Witches Conference, I spoke on a topic called Advanced Witchcraft. And if you were there, you probably saw a sign on the table that said Witchcraft Without Rules, which was last year's topic. I kind of merged the two together. And so, but anyway, I wanted to go ahead and make a video because it was such a cool topic. And a lot of people really resonated with some of the things that I had to say. So I wanted to make a video to share with everybody what we talked about and the very interesting insights. So first off, at the conference, everybody had these big round tables to sit down at and a speaker at each table. And there were some really very interesting teachers that I wanted to go sit at their table, but I couldn't because I had to stay at mine. But anyway, it was fun, and there were vendors there, and from the local shops. There was this one vendor that I had to buy this. Oh my gosh, isn't that incredible? Look at that. It's just so pretty, and you know, it called to me. I set it down, I walked away, and it said come back, so I had to get it. It's just so incredible. Here's the back, and all this part is woven in. It's all woven. It's just really beautiful. Anyway, and everybody received a little swag bag, which has a little pen and some tea, which I am drinking this morning. Constant Comment, which is one of my favorites. And some candy and some raisins. Keep our strength up. All right. So let's get into the topic. What I started out with is talking about being a self-mastered witch. Because when, if you want to be an advanced witch, you're not going to find a lot, first off, you're not going to find a lot of books about it because it's really about you. The books are wonderful, but they're training wheels. They get you to a certain level, and then after that, you're on your own. You really have to rely on your own intuition and your own tools to get you beyond just the basics. Like the basics would be like how to cast a circle, calling the quarters. What's that all about? The elements in herbs and your athame, how to use that, your wand, crystals and rocks and things, and how to use them. But really, when you're an advanced witch, you have to be able to intuit for yourself which herbs are the best, that will work with me the best, that resonate with me the best. How do you find that out? Because one spell in your spell book will say use basil to attract money. Okay, but what if basil is not an herb that really resonates with you? How do you know that? How do you know you should be using bay leaves instead? So an advanced witch knows how to do that. And one part of that is doing a lot of shadow work, so the witch is conscious. That is key, because if you're not conscious, then your subconscious beliefs, toxic beliefs, are going to control your behavior. That's how that works. So you need to be 51% self-mastered. You don't need to be like Michelangelo. He did the Sistine Chapel. He was a master. Okay, now when you think of that, you go, oh, wow, there's no way I could do that. It would be a master of myself and of witchcraft. There's no way. No, all you need to be is 51% self-mastered, and you're good. And you are moving towards becoming better and better, more of a master, more in control of your life, more empowered That's what shadow work is all about. It's surfacing those things that are in your shadow so you can be conscious of it and be in control. If they're hidden in your shadow, then they're in your subconscious mind and they are controlling your behavior, your choices, and what you manifest in your life. So look at what's showing up in your life. You are an energetic match to whatever it is. And it is, if you don't understand where it's coming from, what toxic belief is triggering it and causing it to show up in your life, then you are unconscious. You are creating from an unconscious place. Your unconscious mind or subconscious mind, to me it's the same thing, is creating for you. Okay, something else I talked about and I teach in my classes is uniting the three minds. So you have your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and then there's the divine mind. And the divine mind is where your spirit guides are, your higher self, and your angels and all of that are in that higher realm where they know everything and there's no time and all of that. So consciously say, I want to be a millionaire. Subconsciously, my subconscious mind and my beliefs will say to me, you can't have that because you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you need to be powerless to be safe, so on and so forth. And then my divine mind says, you are a healer. You need to build a business and support yourself being a healer. So as you can see, all three of my minds are in a different place and they're not working together. All right, they're not working together. So what I need to do is to work on my subconscious programming first, which will clear the way to allow me to really connect to my divine mind. So I work on my shadow self. I realize all of the beliefs I have in the way that prevent me from creating the streams of income that I want to experience. So once that's out of the way, and any other beliefs about being not good enough and not smart enough, those things are all cleared out of the way because I'm working on them and I'm healing them. And then my conscious mind is able to make a connection to my divine mind and find out I'm supposed to be a healer. I'm supposed to create a business and support myself in that way. So once I have the three minds in alignment, then it's much easier to create the kind of income and money that I want to experience. So that, hopefully that makes sense. If not, please put a comment down below. If you have any questions, always put it in the comments. If you've had different experience with this, please let me know because I'm still learning. I don't know everything, so I need to learn from you. Okay. Something else I discussed is called enlightenment versus empowerment. Well, I've mentioned in other videos that when I was little, my mother took me to ashrams and I learned yoga and meditation and so on. And one of the things that was discussed was enlightenment. And in the Far East, enlightenment is all encompassing. I mean, it's everything. Once you become enlightened, you know everything. You understand everything and you continue to move forward in this life. But enlightenment in this country is a little bit different. So the point I'm trying to get across is say, okay, I know what food I need to eat to be healthy. I know I need to exercise and how to exercise. Being, a crone now, exercise is a little bit different. And I understand that sleep is important, and I know that I need to be careful about all the news and information, negative information that I take in. So I know all of these things, but I'm not empowered to do them because I have toxic beliefs in the way that are preventing me, giving me all kinds of excuses why I don't need to or shouldn't or don't have the time or the energy or I don't have the money to make it happen. Whatever it is, it's going to stand in my way and make me not empowered to actually put action to it. And action is incredibly important, because if you don't put action towards what you want to manifest, the universe isn't going to be able to help you very well. So when you become enlightened, you know, but you need to be empowered. And the way you become empowered is through shadow work. Can't get away from it. You can't get around it. As far as I know, if you know differently, please let me know down below. But as far as I know, the only way to become truly empowered is to surface and heal those traumatic events when you were a child that taught you, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I need to be powerless, I need to be submissive, so on and so forth. So once you do the work, once you heal it, then you can do what shamans call soul retrieval. You can bring back that little girl or that little boy that splintered off because of that traumatic event when you were little. And then you can bring it back and you can become more whole. All right? And that's really the biggest goal of doing shadow work, is to clear up and heal whatever it is that is preventing your wounded child from coming back to you and staying hidden. So when you do this work, then that wounded child is going to see you're paying attention. You recognize the pain, the emotional pain this little child is going through. It started when, whenever, 3, 4, 5 years old. That's when it happened, but it splintered off, so it is still that same age, and it is still experiencing that pain. So when you acknowledge it and you go and recognize the traumatic experience and the emotions that you experienced back then, recognize your wounded inner child is still experiencing all of that. So back to what I started out with, an advanced witch gets information for his or herself. And how do you do that? Your intuition is one way. So say you want to do a money spell, you pick up the herb basil, and you can talk to it. You can say, hey basil, I know you have many different aspects and many different ways you can help me. I was wondering, how well would you be in helping me with money? And just ask it and see what basil says to you. There's a plant spirit with each plant, and it can communicate with you. And then you go to the bay leaf. Okay, bay leaf, I know you have many aspects, but how well can you work with me to bring money to me? Something along those lines. You can word it any way you want, and just listen and take what the first thing. That's the key. You take the first thing that comes to your mind, because if you wait too long, your ego is going to get in. Oh, that's not right. That's not it. Nah. And then you've got to keep asking the question. And the other things that will come up afterwards, the ego is going to give that to you. So it's really this. Come on. And so take the first thing, because usually it bypasses the ego. The ego is a little slow, which is a good thing. So just keep that in mind, okay? Other ways is tarot, pendulum, scrying, runes, different ways of divining information. You know me, I love the pendulum, and I've told you before, Letter to Robin has the program for the pendulum. And there are actually multiple programs in that book, so make sure that you read the whole book. And near the end, I think it's about page 17, sorry, I don't have my book here with me, which is very unusual, but I think it's around 17. It's back where the big complicated looking chart is. There is a page or two before that, there's the program for that chart. And for all of that stuff on the opposite page of the chart, this is measuring the level of effects. So you could take your pendulum and you can ask, what is the level of effects of using basil in my spell for increasing money? And see what it says. Now, if it's only, 50% or 30% or something like that, find another herb. Find an herb that's going to work better for you. And it's more of your energy with that herb. Now, you could develop a relationship with that herb. So basil, maybe basil only is 50% in helping me create more money, manifest more money. So what if I spend some time with basil? Hey, basil, how you doing today? Seriously, I mean, it sounds silly, right? But we're witches, and this is what we do. We connect with plant spirits. We talk to plant spirits. We talk to animals. We talk to trees. Come on, should be easy. So you talk to the spirit of basil and develop a relationship. You know what? I'm going to test that. I think I'm going to test that because I think that would be interesting to see. Okay, so basil shows up as not being very connected with me. Doesn't resonate with me. So I'm going to develop a relationship and see if I can get that to a higher level of effects. Very interesting. Now I'm all excited. Woohoo. Okay, spirit guides is another way of gathering information. And maybe if you want, I will do a video on how I learned how to talk to my spirit guides. I did not look into read books about it. I didn't ask any questions about it. I just said, okay, you know what? Somebody else had a reading with me and he said he was talking to my spirit guides. Why can't I talk to my spirit guides? So let's do this. And I can do another video on that if you want. So another one is just meditation. And I know meditation, we think of the yoga guru who sits there for hours. So maybe he's lying down on a bed of nails, or, he's some sort of yoga master, and meditation is just way too difficult. I totally get it. So people who have trouble shutting off their mind, try candle gazing. Okay, so you have the candle flame right in front of you, a little bit low. So you're looking down a little bit to the flame, and you want to really focus on your peripheral vision. So you're looking straight at the flame, but you're focused, you're paying attention to your peripheral. So I'm seeing over here, there's an ottoman, and over here I can see a blanket on the couch, on the sofa here. So I'm gazing this way, directly in front of me, but I'm really focusing my attention on the peripheral. And you do that for as long as you can, and you're not supposed to blink. That's hard. Go as long as you can without blinking, and if you blink, just, go back to gazing and see how long you can do. And do that just for a few minutes. So for some people, that really helps a lot. For other people, you can do what I do, which is I get relaxed. I sit, comfortably. So if you're not comfortable cross-legged, don't sit cross-legged. You don't need to. There's no rules that says you have to in order to meditate. You can meditate with your feet flat on the floor, or, lying down even. But most likely you're going to fall asleep. But anyway, focus on a word. I focus on peace. And as I'm closing my eyes, so my eyes are closed, and I'm looking at the word peace in my mind. More often than not, I'm looking at the symbol, the peace sign symbol, and so I'm looking at that in my mind's eye, and I'm saying peace, 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 peace. And as long as I'm doing that, thoughts cannot get through. And that is better than trying to blank out your mind. And controlling your thoughts, that's very difficult because your mind was created to give you thoughts. It's a self-protection mechanism. Remember to pay your bills. Remember to get milk. Remember to do this. Don't forget about, where you parked when you go into the grocery store, right? That's very important. I don't know how many times I've walked around in the parking lot trying to find my car. Okay, so meditation, don't make it hard. It's very, very easy, and you don't need to spend hours. Just a few minutes, And when you have more time, 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes is optimal. It really is optimal in my experience. There are some times where 20 minutes has gone by and it's like I could get up now, but I don't want to. I feel so good, and I really just want to let things go and keep working on whatever I'm working on. You can work on stuff. Say you got a project and you're trying to get information or ideas, or why do I keep running into this organizational problem? Why does this keep happening? And you can get answers to problems through meditation. And I believe Edison did that. The guy who invented the light bulb, he would take these little cat naps. I'm pretty sure Tesla did the same thing too, but I don't know. Maybe it was Tesla, and I don't know. But anyway, one of those guys would take cat naps, and they ask the question, here's my problem, I need an answer to this, I need a solution. So they would take a nap, and then one story I heard was they would put the person would put a metal ball in their hand and put it on their side, lie down on the sofa, and when they would just start to nod off, they'd let go of the ball, and the ball would hit the floor and wake them up, and they would have the answer. I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked into it. But anyway, that meditation is a way to get information. So should I use basil or should I use bay leaves? And all I need to do is get in a relaxed state and ask the question and take the first thing that comes to my mind. Okay, questions everything. Advanced witches don't take what somebody says, because there's so many people making assumptions, or they misunderstand what they're trying to say. For instance, I am a YouTube junkie. I have lots of people I follow, and I came across somebody who says you need to remove, yes, I said remove, your chakra system. All of your chakras need to be removed. I don't get that. I don't understand it. But I've seen several other videos where people are saying, it is amazing, you've got to get your chakras removed. It has been a wonderful experience. And I don't understand. I don't know how you would do that. How can, it's an integral part of your system. How can you can't, I don't think. So I'm questioning it, but I'm not poo-pooing it. Because I don't know. I haven't researched it. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're just realigning the chakra system, and they're calling it being removed. They think they're removing their chakra. Anyway, so the idea is that aliens put them in us to control us. I don't know. Okay, so the key to spellcrafting, something that I have found that agrees with like the law of attraction and positive thinking and all of that. Focusing on one thought for as long as you can. Remember I said peace. I focus on peace. You get really good at that. Then when you craft, your spell, and you come up with, if you can come up with a very short sentence, money comes to me. Okay? And you sit in meditation, you've got a candle flame, you're gazing on the candle flame. Money come to me. Money come to me. Money come to me. And you keep focusing on that, not allowing any other thoughts. When other thoughts come in, it changes your energy. It disperses the energy. You want your energy as strong and as potent and as direct as possible. Money come to me. Money come to me. And if you have a specific amount, say you have a bill that's $350 and you don't have the money, $350 come to me. $350 come to me. $350 come to me. And that is going to be very, very powerful. You don't need herbs and all that stuff is extra to help you focus. And so basil, coming back to basil and bay leaves, right? If you find that basil works really, really well with you, put it in there. And it feels like you've got a friend who's supporting you. And their energy is going into your spell. So I'm not knocking, herbs. I'm just saying if you don't have the herbs, you don't need them. You'll be okay without them. But do the work. The more work you put into it, I feel like the more you're going to get out of it, the faster it's going to get to you. Now, let me talk about the spell that I did. Many of you have heard me talk about my fallout with my mom. It got really ugly, and we stopped talking to each other. I had to do a lot of work on myself, and then I did a spell, and it was a jar spell. I don't have it. It's in the other room. I made a petition and put our names on it and folded it up, put it in a jar. I did a video on it, by the way, if you want to watch it, and put honey on it. And 10 days later, I get a card in the mail that says, "I'm sorry, love, Mom." Wow. You guys, you have no idea. You have no idea what this means. My mother is a Taurus. She holds grudges forever and ever and ever. And for her to say sorry, if she doesn't believe she's wrong, she's not going to say sorry. So this is huge. And I'm not doing a victory dance. I'm not saying, "Hey, I won," because I sent her a card back and said, "I'm sorry too," because the whole thing was ugly. But I want to go over the steps I took to make that spell work. First off, I took all of the judgments she had on me, and I went inside myself and found all of the toxic beliefs that she was triggering. And so when she said I was ignorant, it triggered "I'm not smart enough" belief that I have about myself, okay? So I needed to surface that and bring nurturing, loving, healing energy to it, and in order to heal it and disconnect it, and then connect my positive belief about myself, which is I am smart enough. I'm smart enough to fill in the blank. I'm smart enough to practice witchcraft. I'm smart enough to I'm able to bring in. And so this is all evidence that I am smart enough. So I had to do that work on myself first. Back. Yes. Oh, we're back. Yes. Sorry, lost the signal. Okay. So where was I? So first thing I had to do was clear myself. The second thing is, how am I judging my mother? Oh, wait. Sorry, back up. Process my emotions. Okay, so the first thing I needed to do before I do the spell, I had to process my emotions. So if I felt angry, write down anger. I'm angry. How intense is it? 10 is screaming, throwing things, you're out of control, you're maxed out. So how intense is it? I feel hurt, I feel frustrated, so on and so forth. And how intense is each one of those things? And then once I do that, it's a breathing exercise, a forced inhale, forced exhale. Do that about 3 to 5 times, unless you're an athlete or you do breathing exercises, then do it longer. What your goal is to get a little lightheadedness. You don't want to pass out, but you want a little lightheadedness, because that's what spirit feels like. Spirit feels light. You're inducing that, because right now I feel all these emotions. I feel heavy. I feel yucky and overwhelmed and everything. So when I do the breathing, it reminds me this is what spirit feels like, and this is where I want to be. So then I go back to my list. How intense is everything? Needs to come down to at least a 2 or less. If it's not there yet, breathe again. Keep going until you get that lightheadedness, about 3 to 5 times for the average person. And then just sit with it. It feels so good. It feels so light. Just for a few seconds, and then go back over your list. How intense is everything? Keep going until you get it down. Got to get it down. And that means you flushed all that energy, the toxic, heavy, ugly energy out. Next thing is nurturing my own emotional needs. So what that sounds like is I visualize myself as a little girl, and I see my higher self. My higher self is talking to me. I am so glad you were born, little girl, little Dawn. And I want you to know that I will always be here with you. Even though when you were 2 years old, you were abandoned by your father, I am always here with you. So it's a little memory of the first time I was abandoned. Okay, just to make the connection. You don't want to spend a lot of time on, okay, you were abandoned and then this happened and you know, all this negative stuff. You just want to touch to make that connection. It makes it more powerful. And then continue. I will always be here with you. I will always nurture your emotional needs because I am the only one who can do that. I will always love you unconditionally and be here to support you. And little Dawn, I want you to know that you can feel all of the emotions you feel and know that they are a guidance system telling you where you are on your journey. And if they don't feel good, process them so that you can feel good. Okay? And just lots of nurturing, loving, supportive energy coming from that kind of self-talk. And once I've done that, I'm feeling really good. So then the next step is a forgiveness exercise. And all that is, I don't have it in front of me, but take a blank piece of paper and draw an oval. At the top, I wrote mom, put the person's name, mom or dad or brother or, you know, Johnny or whoever, whatever. And then write down all of your judgments towards them. You know, self-righteous, hateful, opinionated, doesn't care about what other people think, whatever it is, picks their nose, is always burping, whatever it is, just all your judgments, write them down. There's something very therapeutic when you write your stuff like this that is upsetting you. You write it down, you get it down on paper, it gets it out of you. And then at the bottom, the very bottom, put and anything else, just in case you missed something, and anything else to make sure all of it gets in there. And then below that, mom or whoever, whatever name you're using, this is your karma, not mine. And this is key. All this judgment I have towards my mother, this is her karma. This is her shadow stuff that she needs to be working on. I need to let go of it. I got enough stuff to deal with as it is. I don't need to be carrying around my mother's stuff. So she's responsible for that. She needs to deal with that stuff. So I'm putting it down on paper, crumple it up, and then burn it. And then after that, you know, I'm free. I am free and clear. I'm feeling good. I've let go of all of those judgments and everything. And then I can do the jar spell. And this is in the video. I'll put a link down below. It's a part 1 and part 2 because the signal copped out. So, but anyway, so that is part of spellcasting that an advanced witch would know to do. And it clears all that junk in the way. All your thoughts are cleared out so that you can really focus in on what it is you need or want or desire. And once you have that clear connection with your divine mind, you know what your soul desires and you can connect to that. So you can let go of, I want to be a millionaire, because that's not really what you want, right? That's not really what I want. I want to be a healer. And I didn't recognize that because I couldn't connect to my divine mind. Okay? So I hope this helps. This was my topic for the Witches Conference. And I want to express my gratitude to being a speaker there. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And next year, if you get a chance, definitely grab your ticket and grab it early because it sells out pretty quick. Okay, so that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for leaving me comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That helps support my channel, and it's free. I love free. Do something today that brings you joy and makes you feel good. I love you all, and until next time, blessed be.